Most people watching the Milton real estate market right now, they're focused on prices. That's what makes the news. That's what gets shared on social media. But prices, that's a lagging indicator. They tell you what's already happened. The number that we watch every single week, the number that tells us what's about to happen, it's something that most homeowners haven't even heard of. It's called the absorption rate. And right now, it's telling a very clear story about where Milton is heading. So what is it? It's simple. You take the number of active listings on the market and you divide it by the number of homes that have sold this past month. That gives you months of inventory. It tells you how long it would take to sell every home that is currently listed if nothing new came up on the market. Under 4 months of inventory is technically a seller's market. 4 to 6 months is a balanced market. Over 6 months, buyers are in control. Now here's what makes Milton different. This town doesn't follow the typical textbook. For most of the last decade, Milton has operated at an incredibly low inventory. There were stretches where we had 1 month or even less of supply at one time. Homes sold in days and multiple offers, they were normal. So when Milton crosses that 3 months of inventory level, that's not balanced by the textbook definition. But for this market, anything over 3 months feels painfully long. We've been tracking Milton's in-town freehold absorption rate every single week, and the trend is unmistakable. In early January, there were 197 active freehold listings. But by the first week of April, that number hit 302. It's a 53% increase in 13 weeks. Meanwhile, monthly sales barely moved. They stayed tight between the range of like 58 to 72 all quarter. So that meant the absorption rate nearly doubled. At its lowest point in February, Milton sat at 2.96 months of inventory. By the end of March, it hit 4.59. Here's the number that really stands out. On March 31st alone, 26 listings expired in Milton. That means that 26 sellers sat on the market for the full length of their listing contract and they didn't sell. That's a market that's telling you something. Treb's March data, it backs it up. 100 homes sold in March at an average price of just under $940. But 321 new listings came to market. That's more than 3 times the number of sales. The sales to new listing ratio, it landed at 36.5%. Months of inventory across all property types came in at 4.1. And this isn't just happening in Milton. Across the GTA, average prices, they're down 6.7% year over year. The Bank of Canada is holding rates at 2.25%, and CMHC is estimating over 1 million mortgages will renew this year, and many of them at higher rates. There are real forces pushing more inventory into the market, and the demand hasn't kept up. So what does this mean if you're a seller? This is your wake-up call. The homes that are selling right now, and they're selling close to asking, they share a common trait. They're priced right from day one, they're staged, they're marketed properly. Our data shows that the ask to sale ratio holding at 98 to 99% for homes that are positioned correctly. But if you're overpriced, you're sitting, you're expiring, you're becoming one of those 26 listings that disappeared on March 31st. After helping over 3,000 families buy and sell and being ranked #1 in Milton since 2009, we can tell you this with certainty. The difference between selling in 2 weeks and expiring in 90 days, it comes down to strategy. If you're a buyer, this is where opportunity starts to open. More inventory means more choice. Sellers who have been sitting for weeks are more flexible than sellers who listed yesterday. Conditions are back. Fair negotiations are back. The bottom line is this: the market hasn't crashed, but it has changed. And the people who are going to come out ahead, whether they're buying or they're selling, those are the ones that are paying attention to the right numbers. Not last month's average price, not what their neighbor sold for 2 years ago. The absorption rate, that's the number. If you want to know what this means for your specific home situation, reach out to the Flowers team. We track this every single week because our clients deserve to make decisions based on where the market is going, not where it's been. Visit theflowersteam.ca or give us a call. We'd be happy to chat.